Hello and thank you for joining the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. Today on the program, renowned economist and PDP presidential aspirant Mohammed Hayatuddin speaks on fixing the economy and pervasive insecurity. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for staying with us. If success in the corporate world can translate into political achievement, then many Nigerians will make a case for Mohammed Hayatuddin to be the next president of Nigeria, having made a name for himself in the business world, especially the banking sector. Hayatuddin joined politics and is one of the presidential aspirants of on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He will be slugging it out with 14 other aspirants for the PDP ticket, presidential ticket. Jide, I've been seeing adverts running, and I had to go and make my research, do my research about this accompanied banker.
Yes, in the 90s, he was one of the most famous bankers in our country. And I've said it before that he's one of the most brilliant bankers to come out of northern Nigeria. And despite the fact that we've seen some very good bankers come on stream, at least since the year 2000, Hayatuddin still stands out for his work and his manifest brilliance. And I'm not surprised. Everywhere he's been engaged to talk, you see that brilliance oozing out. You see that Nigerian who is proud of his heritage, who is proud of what he has achieved, and who thinks that things can be done better, and who also thinks that he has got what it takes to turn the fortune of Nigeria, fortunes of Nigeria around.
In spite of his accomplishment in the banking world,
yes,
a lot of people will say, look, he's delving into the murky water of politics.
Yes.
And he's going to meet with the hawks and sharks.
Yes.
Look, he might not be able to stand his own when it comes to the big names. I don't want to mention names.
Yes, but as Delegates once said, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can win. So if you go into a contest believing that you've been defeated, you are not likely to win because you won't be able to summon that strength, that inner strength that should be your driver, that should be your propeller. You know, that self-belief. You need self-belief to accomplish great things in life. So if you've already resigned to fate, you've convinced yourself that, look, I'm not better than this guy, I'm not as good as these guys. It's a defeatist stance. And when you are gripped by a defeative stance, you cannot achieve anything. You must first believe in yourself. I'm happy that this is a man who believes in himself. I had not read about him for a long time. I had known him. His name had stuck in my brain from those days when I was a young journalist in northern Nigeria. I had been wondering, where is Hayatuddin? Where is Hayatuddin? Suddenly, I started hearing that he will contest on the platform of the PDP, and I'm like, oh, this man is back. And you can see he's a man of class. You can see the way he's running this campaign. Look at the jingles that is rolled out for the broadcast stations to put out there, because he knows that, look, this kind of race should be about what you have got to offer. But the painful thing is, some people are in this race, they are not campaigning, they are waiting for a time when they will be told, when people will be told, oh, Mr. President wants a particular candidate, they are not going anywhere. They are not appealing
Especially
to people.
within the
They are
ruling
not.
party.
Yes. So you wonder, why did you pay 100 million? Something must be wrong with you. If you pay the 100 million and you are not campaigning to anybody, you are just sat there. What kind of politics is that? You need to talk to the people. You need to engage the people. Let them know that this is why they need to choose you over others. But when you are not even talking to anyone, you just pay the money and you are sitting there waiting for Buhari to say, this is the person that I want. And you call that a democracy. So if the president stands up now,
So those people that
out of all the qualified people in our country,
the length and breadth of the country,
he then points at someone and says, this is the person that he wants. That was not how he came on the scene. That was not how he became president. Nobody pointed at him and said, oh, that is President Buhari, that is the person that we want, or that I want. He had to subject himself through a voting process.
Yes.
Even people who are close to him that we thought would step down for him, they refused to step down. They refused to step down.
Yes.
Right there, and the voting lasted 2 days.
Yes.
2 days that TVC covered wall to wall. I sent you guys to cover the election. We were sending food to you. Journalists were there. TVC News, we covered it for 2 uninterrupted, the wall-to-wall coverage, unprecedented in the history of our country. We covered it. Wall-to-wall political coverage for 48 hours plus. And then he emerged, became president of our country. But some are sitting somewhere now, just waiting to be told that, oh, this is the person that the president says he wants. The presidency of a country is not one person's decision. Never. Never will it be the decision of one person. But some people don't see it like that. They are just waiting. Oh, they're waiting for consensus, waiting for consensus, waiting for consensus. When consensus or the president will simply say, this is the person that I want. And then
the party will not be at peace like that.
Ah, okay. We are watching. We are historians. We are historians. If some people will go and be hitting their heads against the wall, braving sunshine, going to meet people, flogging their bodies. I use the word flogging their bodies. I use that phrase. You flog your body when you put yourself through pain. Going to all of those places. It's not easy to travel.
Some of them have been to one state twice.
Some are doing 2-3 states a day.
Yes.
Some have visited 28 states. But there are individuals who have not visited one state. Among the people put down 100
million. I can count. Yes. That are not safe.
They've not visited one state.
About them.
So the question to ask such jokers is, what are you planning to do? What is your plan? Are you normal at all? What are you trying to do? If you are not going to campaign to people, why did you pay that money? You are not talking to them. You don't even know who delegates are. You are just waiting for them to say, Baba said this is the person and that person is me. Oh, the way you fancy your own chances is the way the other person fancies his chances. You don't have monopoly of Baba.
If you have, you know the number of people that are banking on this Baba's endorsement.
And this Baba once told you people that it's not for anybody. You heard when they said it's not for anybody.
You will shock Nigerians.
Yet you are still waiting for the mother of all shocks
because
to happen.
This is the mother of all endorsement. Now, while we are waiting for my producer to form connections with the presidential aspirant from the People's Democratic Party, and Jide, we are counting down. They've started the primaries in earnest. So, as at Sunday, I was thinking, will this convention hold? Will this convention not hold as a political party convention? But the People's Democratic Party, they've started theirs, and the All Progressive Congress, they've started the leg. There's no going back, Jide.
The die is cast. Two of my friends were at each other's jugular. And Dino Melaye and Honorable Tajuddin Yusuf, TJ, tied in the race.
84,
the senatorial ticket of the PDP, 88. I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that. And
in
then
the
Samuel Aro scored 71. You know, Kinley contested race. Yes, Kinley contested race. You know, so now there has to be a rerun. There has to be a rerun.
Maybe 24, 48 hours.
Transparent affair. Nothing like, oh, Baba said they should choose this person. No, contest.
I saw
in the real sense of
I
the
saw
word.
the one of PDP Etiosa that Demola Lawrence covered yesterday. That banking
W. Yes, he's the winner, and he's someone to watch.
Yeah,
he's someone to watch. He's someone to watch.
I saw yesterday the way they counted it and the way they announced.
Because he appears to have been interested in the team for some time.
Yes. I think he contested through another party. It wasn't the mainstream party. Another party entirely the last time, 2019. Now he has gotten himself into the major opposition party. So bright this thing for him. And at the end of the day, when you look at the system they're going to adopt at the end of the day, Jide, the super delegates, the statutory delegates are not going to participate in that exercise for all the political parties.
You know, it's unfortunate that this is happening, because I feel for those who have been disenfranchised, lawmakers who have been disenfranchised. Some of them are amongst the most vocal, the most loyal supporters of their own candidates. And their candidates owe them that vote. I mean, the aspirant that they support owe them that vote. But they can't vote. The Senate president is in the race, but he can't vote.
No senator can vote for him.
He can't vote for himself. And the huge number of federal lawmakers,
360.
you know, and then the commission, the committee of speakers,
yes,
that should naturally be people that you expect who, that will be the Senate president's constituency. They are not going to be there to vote for him. So he has to work hard and get support from elsewhere. So it's so, some people made this mistake, unpardonable mistake.
When this thing happened, we said, what were they looking at?
Now the same president that pleaded with you to drop Section 84 of Section 12, that you rebuffed his advances.
You want him to sign Section 84,
you now
Section 8.
Made a mistake and pushed it back to him and said, please, sign.
Help us to sign it.
So the president is just looking at them.
Vintage Muhammadu Buhari.
Just looking at them and saying,
He signed the National Health Insurance scheme.
I left this one.
He left that one. He traveled. He came back. Somebody said on Sunday baby was going to sign. There was even a breaking news Saturday night or Sunday that he had signed.
Somebody said they were gunning for governors, but eventually they kicked themselves in the groin. That's what we're saying now. It's unfortunate. I pity those who have lost the chance to get involved in this process.
So the people that we actually go for the convention are elected party delegates.
Yes.
Elected
from across the local
governments.
So those are and look, that has further given power to the governors. That is what has happened, because these governors, the structures of the party in their state, across the local government, is there are people that are running those local governments. So, in fact, you've made them stronger now. You've made governors stronger, and people are beginning to feel it, because where a governor does not like you, you cannot win. Where you are daggers drawn with your governor, the way it is now, if you are statutory, those delegates, maybe you stood a chance, because the governor can't control all of those people. But a situation in which these are just a handful of people, you know?
Like PDP will be having 810, APC will be having over 2,000, as at against the
APC
7,000.
governors are already showing their strength with this, showing their power. And this, I know some of my friends now who had issues with their governors, who have now been
shown the way out.
One of them
from
was
the House of Representatives, House of Assembly,
everywhere.
exercise.
They're already telling me that this thing, just happen for us. So that's the thing, because those governors felt they were gunning for them with that law. And I don't know how they forgot it. It was what the Yorubas would call AD. AD.
So 15 aspirants from the PDP, and as of today, maybe 25 from the APC. But the PDP, do you think they have lesser problem in their hand than what APC is?
Of course, because the APC is the ruling party. The contest for power in the APC is fiercer. Because they are the ruling party, they have more states their control. The contest is fiercer and the stakes are higher. PDP, opposition party, they will manage their affairs better. They will manage their affairs better. But honestly, from what we have seen in the last few days, I don't think the politician has changed much. It's still the same attitude that
those states,
in all of those states where they had issues, you can see they are refusing to work together. They are all struggling to outdo one another and all that. So that's
so in a situation whereby by Monday today, we know all this, we know where we are going to, because I saw the revised timetable of the All Progressive Congress. They will have their own convention Sunday. The PDP will have their own Saturday.
They were saying that, okay, it will be a 2-day affair, but with this limited number of
delegates,
voters, why do you have to stay there for 2 days?
You say that you
what will you be doing? What will you be doing for 2 days?
But it will be quite difficult if nobody steps down for APC. It will be quite difficult for the electoral committee to sort out, to conduct the process of 25 people in the race.
There's no big deal there. Let's not mystify this. There's no big deal. INEC conducts elections with far greater number of people contesting. So they're in the same venue, 25 of them.
They have the number
let them choose the way they want to do it. Whether you'll be calling them state by state. Abia, go and vote. Starting with Abia, go and vote. It's no big deal. You call them, call the candidate, go and vote. I don't think it's a big deal. Let's not give the apostles of consensus a reason to hold on to their belief that only consensus can do it. And before you know it, they will say they had on journalist Hangout that it's going to be tough if they didn't, if people do not step down from one. If you don't want to step down, it's your choice. But I believe that people will step down.
As in before the D-Day.
It will happen. It will happen. There are still some people who ought not to have bought forms that bought forms. So amongst them, some will step down.
So what if the president is saying that, okay, the governors as usual, this is my anointed candidate, there will still be election?
He has not always said that. He has not always said that. In respect to even their last convention, the only thing the president asked for was the chairman. He let them fill the dozens and dozens of other positions. So this one too, I don't expect him to say that he has somebody go and vote for. What if the governors say no? What if the governors say no?
Like they said no during the chairmanship that it took them almost 9 p.m. to start the event.
So you see, they just have to be careful at this time.
Okay, we'll take this break. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. We apologize that we couldn't bring the presidential aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, Muhammad Hayatuddin. He's been standing by in Abuja, but we had some issues, and we promise you some other time we're working it out. Some other time we just have to work around it. Asuko James is joining us. Asuko, the newsroom is busy right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know that convention is going to hold this weekend.
Exactly. We are wrapping up things, for us to give Nigeria one of the best, in terms of coverage of the primaries, both primaries, the PDP and the APC primaries. And just like we've been doing since last week, we've been bringing presidential aspirants as well as all the aspirants from different vying for different tickets in different political parties to see how to come and tell Nigerians why they want to go back and why they want to take those positions. It's just so unfortunate that we had this little glitch, and just like we have promised our viewers, tomorrow won't be like that, because we've been having so many of them, coming, and we've been having good reviews from our viewers all this while.
Julie, honestly, the season is going to, it's like this weekend is a big decider for everything, and then after this weekend we are going to have a kind of, the candidates would have emerged, yes, and the fireworks will move to courts. A lot of people will be contesting the process that led to the emergence of these candidates at all levels, governorship, senatorial, House of Rep, and they have this window. So they have that window to contest it till, after the stated time of allotted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, and before we go into election proper. So they have enough time to go to the court.
Yes, and I've already been told that some aspirants are heading to the court. They are confident that some of what happened because of the primaries will be reversed.
They said in some venues that nothing happened. That the people sent from Abuja, they were out somewhere, and result to everything. As you said, about the attitude of politicians.
They've not changed their ways. They've not changed their ways. You can imagine when the national leadership of a party contrives to change the list of delegates. Elections were held. The delegates are supposed to be people who won those elections.
And the congresses.
You now change the names of those delegates, brought in your own people that you wanted to see vote for a particular candidate. You can't, as national leadership of a party, be seen to be insistent on some particular individuals. It should be a level playing field for everyone. When you work against the majority of party members, then don't expect to win the election. Because they won't forget and they won't forgive. They will wait until election day and they will go and work against you. They will work for the opponent to drive home the point that, look, they are relevant and they can't just be brushed aside by you. So even this, some crisis will result from this set of primaries that will cause some parties to lose future elections. Some injustice will happen in some states that will work against the party. So it's just what we've always talked about, that in our parties, internal democracy is really not deep-rooted. In all the parties, they suffer from poor conflict resolution module. They don't have good conflict resolution module. That's why you find that in APC, some issues that they've had since 2015 remain unresolved. And up to this is 2022. They are still fighting themselves. Those issues of 2015, they are still there. Probably even the next election, those issues will still be left unresolved. And it has cost the party victories. Look at in Rivers State, for example, the Amechi
Magnus
Abe issue remains. They were using guns to chase one another around.
Telling you.
During the primary, they've not stopped.
Magnus Abuzi wants to become the governor. I'll be candidate. Amici is Prime to become this thing. And at the end of the day, we don't know. They might just take the battle to the courts, because those ones, if they hold primaries, Jude, you can be assured that a lot of people will die. They can't sit in the same place to hold.
You can't even have a situation in which you turn politics to a zero-sum game, whereby, okay, we are registering party members. These ones, we will not register them. You want to kick them out of the party. These ones will not register, because you think that if you register them, they become eligible to take part in contests. That's the extent to which they are going even in reverse. It's such a shameful thing. How long will this battle last?
As we go, APC, I think they've succeeded in sweeping the issue of zoning under the carpet with the way where we are now. Look at the date. How many days to their convention? Sunday is their convention. So they've gone past that stage now. They just buried it and everybody's keeping quiet.
You know, even on Sunday, that the Southeast Aspirants, you know, they were even saying that all of them, everybody, Ken Namani and all of them, they said no, they should zone it to the Southeast. You know, they want that, what the constitution, the party constitution says, they should be zoning. Okay, so if the constitution says they have to zone, then why not zone to them? That's what they.
No, he's saying. The party is not saying microzone.
Microzone.
No.
Yes, we
not
know.
south.
You know, so it can be anywhere. You understand? So, but they are now saying microzone to our side. You know, that was what the whole meeting. And this,
it's a legitimate request.
No, it's legitimate, but we know. But when if you look at the temperature of the Nigeria's political scene now, it is who can either retain power or who can grab power. So it's not about zoning to this particular area and then we will not get power, or zoning to the other particular side and then they will lose, because that is what they are doing. That is why PDP is saying that. And if you remember what Tambawa was saying back then, he was saying,
do you want
zoning before power, he was saying,
power
don't talk
about zone?
Let's not talk about zoning for now. It is, let us get the power first, then we'll start talking about how to share. You understand? So that is what they are after now. So if APC, they are now looking at, some people are saying zone to our side, and then now they want to now throw the contest open to everybody. If they throw it to everybody, and at the end of the day, they don't get what they want, what are they going to do? You know, because that is the major problem now. Zoning, if zoning is for you to, in fact, for now, Ayo, Nigerians want power to shift to the south. Because that is how all this so-called insecurity and all. Then once we come to the south, we can now start this. I think that should even be the first thing. The APC should start thinking that way. Let's move to the south. If we now get to the south and then the south now says, okay, we want to now microzone it better. But the way that they are going about it, trying to throw the contest open, is causing more disaffection even within the party.
Briefly, what do you feel about the inability of the party to reach a truce, reach a decision on zoning? Because the way we are now, they can't just announce it tomorrow. It's now like an all-comers thing.
I don't think they even wanted to zone it.
They just want
to. Party leaders, seeing some of the people in the race.
The texture.
Just felt, look. This thing won't work. Let us just allow this contest to be thrown open. In the PDP, that's what they've done. In the APC, that's what they've done. So it's like, okay, the presidency is the top prize. And that top prize, we have to allow our best to contest, whether they are from the north or from the south. Fair enough, a lot of them had been campaigning for years. They had been spending money for years. To convince them to now step down in the name of zoning will be difficult. So both parties sensed it. You can imagine the PDP's argument that, the suggestion about zoning is coming so late, therefore we can't do it. By the time you are selling forms, if you wanted to do zoning, you will not sell to people from the other side. But today they want everybody to contest. It's okay. Let's see what happens.
All right, Asuko James, thank you for coming, and we hope it's going to be very interesting weekend.
Exactly. Throughout this week,
Throughout this week. BKO, we still promise our viewers that we'll try our best to get the aspirants
we will emerge
whatever we
from
can
the
do
disappointment
from
of today.
So
Definitely
Saturday.
tomorrow we'll do whatever it takes
do
to ensure that what happened today doesn't happen again.
Okay. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. Don't forget to join us every Sunday for Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We're on youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Ozubaku. Bye for now and see you tomorrow.